Welcome back to my channel. I'm B if you're new here, and I make art related content. I also own a small shop on Etsy called Smudge Toast Studios, and if you clicked on this video, it's because you either want to start an online shop or expand your existing business by using print on demand. So this video is going to be a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a design and upload it to the print on demand shop and connect it to your online shop. I'm going to be demonstrating with a design I made for my own shop so I can show you step by step of how I do it myself. So let's get right into it with step number 1, which is making your design. Now, the things that you are going to need is a digital tablet. I think you can use any drawing tablet for this, and then you're just going to need access to the internet, either on a computer or on the tablet you're working on. You can do everything from the same tablet if you want. Usually the first thing that I do when I start a design is look for inspiration on Pinterest, and what I really want to be specific about is the colors that I want to use and the shapes, if I want to keep it really simple or if I want to get a little bit more detailed. I like to look at other artists' tote bags or t-shirts that they've made because I want to see the level of detail that they put into it without it getting overwhelming, because I know that I can't really upload some of my art prints that I make. I can't really transfer that over to a t-shirt or a tote bag or anything like that because it's too detailed and it wouldn't look clear on a product. So I like to look for inspiration to see how other artists are keeping their work simple or how they're adding detail without it getting overwhelming. So once I have some inspiration, then I look up my reference photos. I already had an idea for this product. I wanted to just draw a girl eating ramen. I've been craving ramen recently, so I thought I would channel it into one of my designs, and I thought it would specifically look cute on a tote bag. And I chose 3 references to help me kind of nail down the pose, since it was kind of difficult for me to figure out. And then I also got a reference of a cup of noodle so that I knew what I would be drawing for that too. For my page size and DPI, I actually use a standard 8x11 art print size, and then I use a 300 DPI. And for my brushes, I use 2 from Jing's Sketch Pad. One is just the normal pencil, and the other is called Dull Flat Pencil, which I actually use for all of my sketches. And then the normal pencil I just use for line art and clean sketches. I think I did only use those 2 brushes. I'm keeping the drawing really simple. I'm only using 1 color. I went back and forth on whether to add color to her, but I just decided to keep it monochrome with a clear background and red accents, and I think it turned out really good. This drawing all in all took me, I think, 3 hours, because for a second there I did not know what I was doing with the pose, and I actually had to turn off the camera for a bit, so there's going to be a pretty big jump soon from this rough sketch that you see here to the final, and that's because I was at a really weird angle with filming this, and I didn't know how I was going to get the pose down. I don't know, it was just confusing for me for some reason. So here we are at the final pose. I didn't trace or anything like that. I drew the whole thing. I just drew it off camera. I really have to get better at finalizing details on camera with a sketch, but I can't really do a good job with the angle, but I can do everything else from like the rough sketch to like the fun stuff. But yeah, getting like a pose and specifics is really hard when I'm kind of far away from the tablet, and I'm avoiding getting my face too close to it so that the camera doesn't see it, all of that kind of stuff. But anyways, now I'm just finishing up the lettering for the Smudge Toast Ramen logo and filling in her hair and adding little dots and details everywhere to make it look finished. And after that, it's all ready to be downloaded. I use a PNG without the background, and then I take it over to the website to start the product making process. One thing to note is that there are so many options for print-on-demand services, so do your own exploring and figure out the ones that you like the best. I've worked with Printify and Gelato. Right now I'm using Gelato because I really like how many options they provide for all of the products. So what you're going to do is create an account, and then when you are on your account dashboard, it's going to ask if you want to set up your shop. And with Gelato, it gives you all different kinds of options. If you don't have Etsy or Shopify, you can use Squarespace, Wix, Gumroad, all kinds of stuff. So you just click on the website that you want to link up to, you log into your shop, and then I think it will ask you a couple of questions, or you'll hit a button to connect it. It's a very simple process, and then your shop will automatically be connected. If you are working on your tablet, all you do is download the PNG file of your design to your photos, and then you can choose to upload it straight from there. Or if you're using a computer, you just send the file from your tablet to the computer, and then it will show up. Just make sure it's PNG so that it's backgroundless. And as you can see, I have a few other designs that I've been using on Gelato, so everything shows up at the same place. I also have my logo for my shop that I always put on the back of my products, and then it's going to take you to a mock-up page next. I just click on the free options and it'll give you really basic options. So I choose the front and the back, and then I connect that to the store. I set up my prices. My pricing is twice as much as the cost, so it's $15 to make the bag, and then I add an extra $15 profit, so that's why I'm selling my bags at $30. And then once I finish all of that, I click add product, and it just connects it automatically to the store. So now I'm going over to my tablet's Etsy, and I'm actually going to screenshot these product photos. The last thing I'm going to do before everything is finished is I'm going to make a background that's a little bit more interesting than just the white. It will also add 2 more photos to the product page, which the more photos you add of your product, the better for Etsy's SEO. So I'm just removing the background, adding a prettier color, adding some sparkles, things like that, just to make it more interesting, and I do that to front and back. And after I'm done with that, I just add it back to my Etsy as additional photos, and then we're all set. And there you go. It's a pretty simple process to get your digital work uploaded onto a print-on-demand site and get it hooked up with your own small business. It didn't take me very long at all, and most of that was just drawing the actual design. This is a super simple way to get your products up on a shop, and I genuinely wish that I started with this. I started my art business by buying a sticker cutter and printer and other equipment. And while I still have all of that stuff today and I use it all the time, I do wish that I started simple instead of jumping into all of it, because print on demand has given me more of a perspective on what sells and what I should be looking for in my own artwork. I can't remember what artist, I think it was Drawings by Shay. She said she really likes to simplify her own artwork for products like stickers and stuff, and I love that because you don't have to change your style, but simplifying your own art style into like line art or simple doodles for your products is a really good idea for things like tote bags and t-shirts and stickers and all kinds of stuff like that. And I didn't really have a good idea of that back then, and so my stickers were very they were almost like mini art prints, and while I do like that sometimes, I feel like overall when I shop for any kind of product like that, I'm not really looking for detailed artwork. I would prefer that in an art print, but for just apparel or accessories, I would prefer something simple and cute and easy to look at myself. So that's a really important thing that I've learned, and I wish that I started with selling digital products first, because I feel like it would have taught me that sooner. So I hope that you guys were able to take away a lot of tips from this video, and I really hope that if you haven't started your art business, that this this gives you a little bit of motivation to start, because you really can set up a shop in just one day. Wherever you're at, I hope that this video helped in your art business journey. If you are new here or you've been here a while and you noticed that I was gone for a bit, please watch this video in one of these corners talking about where I've been and my plans going forward with this YouTube channel. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in that video. Bye!